We continue live right here on Pittsburgh CW, 7 nights a week. We are here taking your calls on the Allegheny Health Network Nightly Sports Call, the Bordas and Bordas Hotline. Bob Pompeani joined by Gene Collier tonight, and you. And so, Gene, we got a lot of people out here. Let's get right to it. Chuck, Southside, you're first up. Hey, Chuck.
Yeah, hi, guys. I just want to say, I think that the ownership owes the team and the fans a chance to get this division. Now, I don't know whether they will or not, that's another statement, but to be where they are right now with what they went through this year and to have a chance, give them a chance. Get some players in there to try to help them win it.
All right, Gene, we've heard that time and time again. I thought the Pirates would do something earlier this season, given what they were up against, the losses of Gong and Marte, and they chose to just save that money. They never spent a dime of it. What do you expect them to do now, and what should they do anything now?
I don't know. They have to figure out what they think is going to happen in the rest of the season. Are the Cubs going to run away and hide now? If that's their view of it, then, I don't think they really have to do anything just now. Is that the ownership he was talking about? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those things where they just bring in some fringe outfielder, maybe an arm, and see what happens. Let's go out to Dan in Uniontown. Hello, Dan. How you doing?
I'm doing okay, Bob. How are you?
Good. Thanks for calling.
Hey, Bob, I've been wanting to talk to you. I've talked to you before and told you were my favorite sports guy to talk to, but you disappointed me a little bit on your broadcast on the news the other night when you talked about Penn State. Mm-hmm. And at the end, you repeated Akron 3 times. I mean, when you talk about Pitt, you don't say Youngstown State, Youngstown State.
You know why I said that, though? Do you know why I said that, though?
No, I don't.
Because the day before, James Franklin was asked about Pitt, and all he said 9 times in a row was Akron. That's why I said it.
Well,
that's why I said it. I was more making fun of him than anything else.
Okay, Bob, because
I mean, seriously, that's what he did the day before. He refused to talk about Pitt, which I thought was ridiculous. All right?
Okay.
All right.
I didn't.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Let's go out to Al in the West End. What's up, Al? How you doing?
Hey, Bob, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. When a couple of times the Steelers were talking about the NFL, and maybe they might have a personal grudge against them, I kind of starting to believe that now. A lot of players who've done a lot worse were reinstated a whole lot faster, like Greg Hardy, Ray Rice, Pac-Man Jones. Martavis Bryant has done everything that he's supposed to have done since his partial reinstatement. I'm not an apologist, but this guy can't even be reinstated for camp. He needs to be with his team. He needs to be out there. I'm not an apologist, but this is ridiculous. He needs to be in camp, reinstated. He's passed every drug test. I'm not condoning what he did. But let the guy be in camp and practice. This is pathetic. Guys are beating up women. They're committing gun crimes. They're doing all this stuff, and they can't let him be reinstated for camp. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. This is just sad in the NFL.
A lot of people agree with you. They do. Gene, do you?
I don't know. I don't know what his status is. I don't know that he's passed all his drug tests. I mean, there's something holding it up. I don't buy the premise that the league has anything against the Steelers. So, no, I don't agree.
Here's the thing, though. Maybe there's something else we don't know of at this point. All I know is that he did practice, right, Gene, during the minicamp and OTAs?
Minicamp, yeah, so something's up.
So he was there. Now, they said, as this moves on, now he has to find someone in Pittsburgh who can monitor. He has to get drug tested. Maybe that's all part of it. I'm not sure. I think we saw him pull in tonight late, so he's there. He's supposed to be okay with off-the-field activities, just no practice. Again, I have no idea if that's normal or not. But maybe there's something else that we don't know about, Gene. I guess that is a possibility.
And that's the only possibility, isn't it? There's something we don't know.
I don't know. I don't think they know. Mason in McKeesport, one of the most intelligent callers we have. What's up, Mason?
Hello, what's up? I'm just calling to say about Steelers camp, how Le'Veon Bell didn't show up. All I got to say is I think he's a jerk, and let me tell you why. Because they offered him a deal, I don't know how many years, but 5. It was a good deal. I would have took it. He wanted to be paid as a receiver and a running back. I don't think that's right. I don't think he's worth that. And I also don't think he's worth it because look at the last few years. He's got hurt and he's got suspended. I wouldn't pay him that. I would just let him go because I can't rely on somebody. I don't understand why he thinks we should pay him, but he ain't worth it if he's going to.
Mason, how much do you make for your allowance per week?
I don't know, but he just gets into trouble. I don't know. He's trouble in the locker room. I don't know.
No, he's not in trouble in the locker room. This is business, and I respect what you say. How old do you think Mason is, Gene? He's like 11 or 12, right? Sounds young.
Very informed.
He's very informed. He calls the show all the time. I like his opinions, but on this case, you're not just going to let him go. This is how this
Why
is.
you don't let him talk? He'd have taken us right to 11 o'clock.
That's right. We could have done that. A little filibustering by Mason. No, but I mean, hey, they offered him a deal. Only one of that 5 years was guaranteed, and I think that was a big problem. I would have taken the deal because as a running back, you just don't know. He's been hurt 3 different times. He's, still coming off an off-season surgical procedure. So, Gene, I would have taken it. I think it sounded like very good money. At the same time, he has the right to do what he has to do, and this is his choice. So it's not unusual.
I'd have taken it, but in my memory, correct me if this isn't right, Bob. The Steelers have never offered Le'Veon Bell anything close to what he thought he was worth.
No.
So
he always has
to him, they're nowhere in the ballpark. So
yeah, that's true.
That's
but at the same time, I look at him and I say, they're offering you in this franchise tag $4 million more than what any other running back is making.
Yeah.
There is, if you look at the contracts that were signed in the offseason by running backs of big name status, Gene,
right.
Many of them are making $2-3 million. That's it. So based on that, that was a very generous offer in my view, and yet he didn't want to deal with it.
He does not view it that way.
Now, what happens, let's say next year, okay? Let's say he has an average year. A good year, but not necessarily standard Le'Veon Bell. Do you think the Steelers are going to give him a raise to $14 million on another franchise? Or maybe they'll say, no, go ahead to unrestricted free agent status right off the bat. I mean, that's a legit question.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what everything depends on what he does this year and what the team does this year. But that's one of the possibilities, certainly.
Are they going to give him an extension that is for more money than they offered him this year, do you think?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
Because another year has gone by, more wear and tear. So that's why I think I would have taken that if I were him.
That's right.
All right, let's go out to Tom in Marionville. What's up, Tom? How you doing?
Oh, I wanted to, nothing much. I wanted to talk about Le'Veon. I'm a little disappointed in him here. He hasn't done anything as far as into the postseason in the past 4 years.
Wait a minute. He had 100. He averaged like 158 yards in his first 2 games against Miami. And then in the second game, I think he had 170 yards before he was injured in that New England game. How could you say he's...
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm leading to, the injuries. He's been injured. He's starting to get injured late. I don't know. How long is this, like, stutter step running? How long is that going to last before they key up on it?
I don't know what you think, though, about his postseason was spectacular last year. He was breaking records left and right, and he broke 3 franchise records, Gene, before he got injured.
Yeah, I'm not really sure I understand the whole. I mean, it's not just this caller, but there's a lot of sentiment out there like this. People are disappointed in people who get injured. People get injured, and not just athletes. Everybody. I mean, it's just unlucky. I don't know how you hold that against him. But when it comes down to paying him, at this rate, it's just a factor that has to be, weighed. That's all.
Greensburg is our next destination. We have Jeff. Hello, Jeff.
Hey guys, how you doing? Love the show.
Thanks.
I'm tired of these guys showing up in Rolls Royces and fire trucks. You don't see the Patriots or any of these other teams, with their egos. Just show up and get to work. Their egos are just inflated. Just show up and get to work.
Well, a lot of people agree with that opinion, Jeff. Gene, I say, I
don't see any other teams arriving at camp. The Steelers are the only team I've ever seen on television or in person arriving at camp. Well, no, the Eagles. I covered the Eagles one year. So I don't know what other teams are driving up in, what is the point of that? I don't get it.
I saw LeGarrette Blount turn up in New England last year with one of those things. He had I don't think it's that big a deal. I really don't. If their production drops off and Antonio Brown turns out to be a real bad player this year, which he won't, but if he did, then next year don't show up in anything like that.
Your message is just show up and go to work. Well, they showed up, and now they're going to go to work. What is the problem? I don't see the problem.
I don't know. Anyway, we're going to take a break right now. We got more calls on the way, so get on the line. Let us know what you think right here live. Pittsburgh CW.